Hello, I would like to present my project one that we developed. The analysis considers airports and airport locations and planes flying between the airports. I start off with a network. I basically I look at the types of planes that are flying there and identify the characteristics between the planes and try to see if there are differences between uh, planes that are flying to particular airports relative to other airports. Um, I start off with loading the libraries and uploading the data. Um, the head of the data shows basically that, like I mentioned, there are two data sets primarily. One is the airport data set, which is shown here and contains um, comprehensive data set of airports across the world. And then the second one is a is a data set that looks at flights, so the routes data set. So here you can see, for example, the source airport and the destination airport and the type of equipment or flight that was using that airport, the airline that flew that flight, and also the number of stops on the flight. So as a first step, I filter out and I focus my analysis on only US airports. So I filter out the other airports and keep only the US airports. And then I basically link the two data sets, the airport and the routes, and and collapse the data so that I have only counts across the data. Now, before I do that, I actually have to identify the categorical variable, which in this case is the type of plane, the type of equipment, and the way I decided on which equipments to focus on was to identify the total number of the maximum types of planes that were being used as total. So here, as you can see, the CRJ has the highest utilization and the highest number of flights, and the lowest number of flights is the 319. I look through calculate the centrality metrics, which show some interesting patterns. Here you can see the overall graphs for. I focus not here now on only the CRJ plane type of plane, and the others are, and this one is with the CRJ plane, and this one is without the CRJ plane. Um, and I calculate some of the metrics. Overall, they show that there's some differences between the two types of planes. For example, Ohio or Chicago is highly ranked, whereas others are not. Yes, and that's an overall review of the results and the analysis. Thanks.